You know, with everything going on in the world right now, all the noise, the arguments, the tension, I think we could all use a trip back to a simpler time. So come on, let me take you back to Hollywood, the real Hollywood. Late 1950s. John Wayne is deep into one of the busiest stretches of his career, and between setups and shooting days, he does something small for a young man on set, something that took about 30 minutes, but it changed two lives forever. Here is the story. 1959, Warner Brothers studio lot, Hollywood. Rio Bravo is in production. It's a big picture. Dean Martin, Angie Dickinson, Walter Brennan, and John Wayne, holding the whole thing together the way he always does, by showing up first, leaving last, and making everyone around him a little better at their job. On a set this size, there are dozens of people most audiences will never see. Electricians, painters, carpenters, camera assistants, and grips, the men who move the heavy things, the lights, the scaffolding, the reflectors, the equipment that makes a movie look like a movie. One of those grips is a 24-year-old kid named Jeremy. Jeremy is the kind of person every set needs and nobody remembers to thank. He shows up early, he stays late, he carries twice his weight without complaint, and he does it all with a grin that makes the long days shorter for everyone around him. He's quick, sharp, the kind of kid who cracks a joke while hauling a C-stand and somehow makes the gaffer laugh in the middle of a 14-hour day. The crew loves him. The actors notice him. Even the director has commented on him, not by name, but in the way directors acknowledge someone who keeps the machine running smooth. Wayne knows him, not well, not personally, but the way you know the guy on set who always has a good word. They've traded a few jokes between setups. Wayne once told him his timing was better than half the actors on the call sheet. Jeremy grinned for the rest of the week. That's who Jeremy is. Energy, light. The kind of kid you notice because when he's not around, you feel the difference. By the way, where are you watching from? Lately I've been noticing Texas is leading the pack. Where else are you joining the channel from? Don't forget to let me know in the comments. All right, let's get back to the story. Then, one Monday morning, something changes. Jeremy shows up to set on time, does his job, moves the equipment, follows the calls. But the grin is gone. The jokes are gone. He's working like a man going through the motions of a life he's no longer in. Wayne notices, glances at him once during a lighting change, thinks maybe the kid had a bad weekend. It happens. Not his business. Tuesday, same thing. Wednesday, same. By Thursday, Jeremy hasn't cracked a single joke in 4 days. On a set where he used to light up every corner, the silence is loud. Wayne notices again, but he's got 40 pages of dialogue to get through and a director who's pushing the schedule. He files it away and moves on. That Thursday night, after a grinding 12-hour day, Wayne wants one thing: a steak, quiet, maybe a bourbon. He drives to his usual place, one of those upscale Hollywood spots where the steaks are thick and the tables are far apart. He orders, sits back, closes his eyes for exactly 4 seconds. Then a voice. "Duke, come sit with us." A table of producers and studio executives, loud, laughing, talking business over ribeyes. Wayne can't say no without making it a thing. So he moves to their table. Spends the next 45 minutes listening to box office projections and casting gossip while his steak gets cold and his patience gets thin. By the time he walks out, his head is heavier than when he walked in. He gets in his car, starts driving home. The road is quiet, the windows are down, the night air is warm. Then he sees it. A small bar on the right side of the road, new-looking, modest sign. Dim lights in the window. He's driven past it a dozen times, never stopped. Tonight, he stops. Inside, the bar is everything the restaurant wasn't. Quiet. Soft music from a radio behind the counter. A few people scattered at tables. No one who recognizes him. No one who wants a conversation. Wayne sits at the bar, orders a whiskey. plans to finish it and go home. Then he looks across the room. In the far corner, at a table barely touched by the light, a young man is sitting alone, 3 empty glasses in front of him, a 4th in his hand. Staring at the wall like it owes him an answer, Wayne recognizes the face before the name. The kid from the set, the grip, the one who used to make everybody laugh. Wayne picks up his whiskey, walks over. "This seat taken, son?" Jeremy looks up, blinks. It takes him a second. "Mr. Wayne, Yes, of course, please, sit down." Wayne sits, sets his glass on the table, looks at the kid. Really looks at him. "I forgot your name," Wayne says, "but I remember you. You're the kid on set with all the good lines, except you haven't had one in a week. What happened to you?" "Jeremy," the kid says. "Jeremy Holt." "All right, Jeremy." Wayne puts his hand on the kid's shoulder, a small weight, a permission. "Talk to me." Jeremy talks. There's a girl, Katie. He met her 6 months ago at a small family restaurant on the east side of town, a place called Caruso's. Her father, Sal, runs it. Katie waits tables. Jeremy started going in for the meatloaf and stayed for the girl with the dark eyes and the laugh that made the whole room warmer. They fell in love the way people do when they're young and broke and don't need much. Long walks after her shift, coffee on a bench, talking about the future like it was a place they could drive to. Jeremy wanted to marry her. He told her so. She cried, said yes. Then her father found out. Sal did what protective fathers do. He asked questions. He watched. He found out that the boy his daughter wanted to marry was a grip on a film set. Not an actor, not a director, a grip. A man who carried lights for a living. That was enough. He told Katie to stop seeing me, Jeremy says. Quiet, staring at his glass. She loves me. I know she does. But she won't go against her father. Her family is everything to her, and I can't blame her for that. He tells Wayne about the last time he went to Caruso's, how Sal met him at the door with a face like a closed fist, how Katie wasn't allowed to serve his table, how a kitchen worker brought him a bowl of soup he could barely swallow, how he paid and left like a man escaping a burning building. Wayne listens to every word, doesn't interrupt. When Jeremy finishes, Wayne is quiet for a moment. Then he leans back. It's getting late, son. An old man like me needs his rest. He puts his hand on Jeremy's shoulder again, squeezes once. Don't drink too much more of that. We need you on set tomorrow. The old Jeremy, the one who makes us smile. You hear me? Jeremy nods, almost smiles. Wayne stands, picks up his hat. Then, casually, the way a man asks for the time, what did you say that restaurant was called? Caruso's, east side off Figueroa. Wayne nods. Good to know. I'd hate to walk in there and get the wrong end of the welcome. He winks. All right, Jeremy, get home safe. He walks out, drives home, goes to sleep, but he doesn't forget. A few days later, shooting wraps early. Wayne is in his car headed toward his usual restaurant when he changes his mind. He turns the wheel, drives east, down Figueroa, past the shops and the laundromats and the taco stands, until he sees it. Caruso's. Small, clean, red-checked curtains in the window, a handwritten menu taped to the glass, the kind of place that smells like garlic and hard work. Wayne pushes the door open. Behind the register, a man in his mid-50s looks up. Compact build, thick forearms, dark eyes that have seen lean years. Sal Caruso. He built this restaurant with money he didn't have and kept it alive with hours he didn't spare. When Sal sees who just walked in, his face goes through 3 expressions in 2 seconds. Shock, disbelief, and then the wide, automatic smile of a man who has just been visited by the most famous person who will ever enter his restaurant. Mr. Wayne, please come in, sit anywhere. Wayne shakes his hand, looks around, picks a corner table, sits down. Sal follows him with a menu hovering. Please, Wayne says. "Sit down. Don't stand on my account." Sal hesitates, then sits. Wayne opens the menu, scans it. "What's good here?" "The meatloaf, my wife's recipe." "Then I'll have the meatloaf." Wayne closes the menu. "Have you eaten? Join me." "I just ate, but I can have a glass of wine." "Then have a glass of wine." Sal calls for the order. A moment later, Katie appears from the back, notepad in hand, dark hair, bright, careful eyes. The kind of face that explains why a 24-year-old kid would eat meatloaf every night for 6 months. Wayne looks at her, smiles. "So you must be Katie." The girl freezes, looks at Wayne, looks at her father, back at Wayne. "How do you know my name, Mr. Wayne?" "Oh, a friend of mine mentioned you once. It's nothing." Wayne hands her the menu. "Meatloaf, please, and whatever your father's drinking." Katie takes the order and disappears into the kitchen, confused. Sal watches her go, then turns back to Wayne. The smile has thinned. "Which friend, Mr. Wayne? Who knows my daughter?" Wayne sets his hands flat on the table, casual, the way a man settles in for a conversation. "A friend of mine named Jeremy. He sends his regards." The name hits the room like a dropped plate. Sal's face changes. The warmth pulls back. His jaw tightens. Wayne can see the man doing the math. The biggest movie star in America just said he's friends with a grip. "Jeremy works with me," Wayne says. "Good kid. One of the hardest workers I've ever had on a set, and I've been on a lot of sets." Sal opens his mouth. Wayne doesn't let him speak. Not yet. "You know how I got into this business, Sal? I carried props. I moved lights. I swept floors on a studio lot for $5 a day. Nobody looked at me and thought, that's a movie star. They looked at me and thought, that's the kid who carries the heavy stuff. Took me 10 years before anyone gave me a chance." He lets that land. "Jeremy reminds me of the kid I was. He works harder than men twice his age. He shows up first, leaves last. And he does it with a smile that makes everybody around him better at their job. That's not nothing, Sal. That's rare." Sal is quiet. His wine glass is untouched. "I understand why you're protective of your daughter," Wayne continues. "A man who built a business from nothing wants his girl to have a better life. I respect that. But I've been around long enough to know the size of a man's paycheck isn't what makes him a good husband. The size of his character is. And that kid has more character than most men I've worked with in 30 years. The meatloaf arrives. Wayne eats it. It's excellent. He tells Sal so. They talk for another 20 minutes. About the restaurant, about Sal's family, about the neighborhood, about what it takes to build something from nothing. By the time Wayne puts cash on the table and stands, something in Sal's face has shifted. Not melted, shifted. The door that was closed isn't open, but it's unlocked. "Thank you for dinner, Sal. Best meatloaf in Los Angeles. I mean that." Wayne shakes his hand, nods at Katie through the kitchen window, walks out. The following week, something happens on set that nobody can explain. Jeremy Holt shows up on Monday morning with the grin back, bigger than before. He cracks a joke before the first light is set. He carries a dolly track across the stage, whistling. The gaffer looks at the assistant director. The assistant director shrugs. At lunch, Jeremy finds Wayne by the coffee cart. His eyes are red, but he's smiling. "Mr. Wayne, I don't know what you said to him, but he called me. He invited me to dinner, at the restaurant, with Katie and the whole family." Wayne stirs his coffee, doesn't look up. "I didn't do anything, kid. I went to a restaurant. I had meatloaf. That's all." Jeremy stands there for a moment, then nods, walks away, starts whistling again. Over the next few months, Jeremy starts showing up at Caruso's after set, not to eat, to help. He busses tables, fixes a leaking sink, replaces a broken chair leg. Sal watches him from behind the register, says nothing, but he watches. They marry on a Saturday in spring. Small ceremony, family, a few friends from the set, and one guest who arrives 10 minutes late, stays for exactly 1 hour, shakes Jeremy's hand, kisses Katie on the cheek, and leaves before anyone can make a fuss. 3 years later, Sal's health forces him to step back. He hands the keys to the restaurant to the only person he trusts with his life's work, his son-in-law. And every few weeks, a large man in a sport coat walks into Caruso's, sits at the corner table, and orders the meatloaf. The staff knows not to put his check on the table. It goes on the house, every time. He's the guest of honor. Always has been, always will be. Sometimes the biggest thing you can do for someone doesn't cost a thing. No check, no grand gesture, just 30 minutes at a table, a plate of meatloaf, and the willingness to say, "I know that kid. He's the real deal." That's what John Wayne did. Not because anyone asked him to, not because anyone would ever know, but because it was the right thing to do. And for Wayne, that was always enough. If you're enjoying these stories, take a look around the channel. There are plenty more like this one waiting for you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps me keep these stories coming. As you know, they don't make men like John Wayne anymore,